Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For today, we have some major news for you. As you can see in front of you, we had to demo our project, so aka our low-income housing. So due to the new City Skylines Plaza and Promenades DLC, the low-income housing assets did not really work well with the game. And as you can see, the Walmart Supercenter has turned into a tourist attraction. So the main issue we had was all the low-income housing, well, basically had the same issue. They were tourist attractions. So what I did was I wanted to get rid of all the projects, which I did. You can see there's a lot of green space. So the town of Tantrum wanted to rebuild. So as we start this rebuild, what we have to do is we have to get a road layout in place. So what I wanted to do to show paying homage to the old low-income housing area, what I wanted to do was I added the same road layout that it had before. So now, as you're going to see on the screen, with the new City Skylines wall-to-wall specialization, you're going to see some of these new buildings pop up. And I chose this wall-to-wall specialization not because City Skylines just created City Skylines Plaza and Promenades. It's not honestly because of that, but I thought that this is going to be an artsy community. So we go from low-income housing to kind of like an artsy community, and you're going to be like, well, like that makes no sense. Well, if you look at the wall-to-wall specialization buildings as they start to render, you're going to see that they have a lot of color to them. They have murals on the wall. This is a very cool little artsy, this could work as a very artsy part of your city. And like I said, you could see that all these buildings together, they are very colorful. They look amazing. So what we have to do next is, now you can't fit a lot of these buildings. Like a lot of these buildings will not render perfectly together. So what I ended up doing was I was plopping a bunch of them together. Now I know there's going to be people in the comment section be like, plopping is not real, blah, 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 blah. You know what though? I wanted these buildings to be as tight as possible. And you can't get that if you just let them render. Plus I didn't have all day to let them render. That is also, Rome was not built in a day. Well, waiting for all these to render in a day was not an option. But as you can see that I'm using the Move It mod, I'm just getting all these wall-to-wall specialization buildings, I'm getting them tightly packed together. And there's a ton of different options. Also like that single one, it's not one tile, but it's basically one, it's not a one tile, but it's basically, it just uses one square. So I get it. So whatever. Anyways, as everything starts to fill in, I add more concrete. Now, a lot of people in my downtown area were like, that concrete is not realistic. That is like a comment on there that a lot of people are like, this is so unrealistic. But I feel like the small green openings just did not look well. Like it did not work at all. And it just didn't go with the feel of it. Like I feel like the concrete just it brought uniformity and tied everything together. So again, you're gonna have all this concrete. So then I guess the next question for you is, for myself while I was building this, was what are we gonna do to fill this in? So as you can tell, I am still plopping additional buildings that kind of filled in this area, just so you could be like, all right, like, we can't have all that concrete showing. Like it would look absolutely horrific if we just kept all the concrete. But so far, so cool. And as we start to detail and add the buildings, what we're going to do is we need to plan out what are we going to do with some of these openings. So I watched CityZilla, and he found these little, well, first and foremost, we're grabbing a curb and we're creating a curb square. So now that we have a curb square, CityZilla had he found in the City Skylines Steam Workshop these amazing water tiles. So for like the middle of this area, remember we're in an artsy part of town now. What we're gonna do is create a little water feature. And the only thing that I completely kind of screwed up was the height of the water feature, but those the water fountains are going a little aggressively high. But besides that, I think this detailed area, like I'm doing right now, I'm putting paths around it so people can actually walk around our water fountain area, which is pretty cool. Like, this water feature looks amazing. You could also, I think City Planner did something like this too, where, you know, you just detail around it, and it's much, hey guys, it is much better than looking at just the concrete itself. So I really do feel like this start of all the detailing in this artsy neighborhood just worked out really, really well. And I'm adding a few different trees, just adding some greenery. Again, we have all this concrete. We need to break up the monotony of the concrete itself. So I think just adding, well, I added a sculpture there. Ooh, and I thought about adding in the middle of that area, but whatever. Anyways, I think this turned out great. So, like, a really, really awesome part of the build. Then the next part of our detailing was I wanted to grab one of these ice cream stalls. So, not grab them, but I wanted to place it. So the problem is I didn't want to place it on that road, but I wanted to insert it right there. And what you're going to notice at the end of this video is we did a ton of detailing around this entire city. I'm only giving you 2 examples of what we actually did, and using that small road, we're going to have, it needs a road connection. I'm okay with that road connection there, but you're going to see that later on in the finished product that we used a lot of detailing, and this was just the start of it, just by placing a few things in the middle of the concrete areas, and we made it just look a little bit better. So let me get you to the finished detailing. So guys, welcome back. And as you can see on the screen, we have a little bit of the low income housing still to the right, but what I wanted to show off was the final product. This is the revolutionary artsy part of Tantrum, and overall we saw this water fountain area definitely detailed. I feel like everything wall to wall wise worked out fantastic. So if you can use the Move It mod, if you're playing on PC, use the Move It mod. Look at all this detailing, adding the trees, adding some of the grass. Like, overall it looks so much better than it looked before. And on the screen, like, look at that, that used to be just a plaza, and look at all the detailing. We have chairs, we have a place that we could put down grass. It just looks really fantastic with everything detailed. Look, we got some tents, and you could do some grilling behind some of the apartments. So filling in that concrete would, look at a pool. Look at, we got a pool and place to suntan. Like, you can do whatever you want detailing wise, but like, definitely it looks so much better with the green and the concrete on top of it. Like, adding another pool and just the pool sets themselves. Like, you could see here under the wall-to-wall specialization buildings, they have a lot of detail, but guess what? You can bring a lot of detail to your city. So I think overall, I think changing this over to an artsy part of town was definitely necessary. I mean, remember, the Cities Skylines Plaza and Promenades DLC kind of broke the low-income housing projects that I had, but whatever, it's all good. I think this project turned out fantastic. Please, guys, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of this build? Did you like it? If not, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.